greatest freedom is for us to allow anyone who wants to hate without violence, without threats, without incitement, and that is true.
That is true.
You're bringing incitement and hate speech together, which is totally absurd and fascist.
The whole room was calm until one man stood up and single-handedly flipped AOC's entire town hall upside down. What started as a routine political event turned into the most uncomfortable moment AOC has had in a long time, and trust me, she felt it. Before getting into the full breakdown of what went down, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss moments like this.
I think at the bedrock of what you're discussing is freedom of speech, right, and the freedom of expression.
Right.
And that is what I would call it.
Yes.
I think that we have a freedom to express ourselves. We should also know that in the United States, there are also limitations on our freedom of speech.
No, only if it involves violence or threats, things that are illegal. But that's not free speech.
And so,
that's threat. Threats are not free speech.
So, and also, beyond violence,
I don't think you should say that. I don't think you should say that because that's confusing the issue.
I think I just want to introduce some nuance to the conversation. That's okay. So I just want to throw some nuance into the conversation, and I'm not trying to have an argument here. I want to have a discussion. Well, that's fine, sir. I am absolutely, sir. And I'm absolutely open to being proven wrong on many issues. So when it comes, I'll just let you know my perspective. We can disagree at the end of it, but I want to at least let you know my perspective. My perspective is that we absolutely have a protected freedom of speech. Someone can say, I hate so-and-so, and that is protected speech. When we think about one of the landmark freedom of speech cases brought down by the Supreme Court, one of those cases and one of the verdicts said another form of speech that is not protected is yelling fire in a crowded movie theater, because that will force people to trample one another. And so that's not protected speech. So
you can yell fire if there's a fire.
If there's a fire, right. Right, sir, but he's saying, in the landmark speech, no, sir, it's fine. Oh, sir, no, it's
very much.
No, it's totally fine. For me, I think, and so I think for me, sir, it's my concern is we have freedom to say, I hate this, I hate that. Where I do get concerned is where that line is played with so that we have plausible deniability to incite violence against people. I don't think that the president should have tweeted that video that he tweeted. Do I think he should have gone to jail for it? Absolutely not. But I don't think he should have done that. I think that by endangering Congresswoman Omar, he was playing with this line. And
well, I disagree. She endangered herself, okay? That's not endangerment. By showing the truth. So showing the truth is endangerment. Is inciting violence to show the truth. That is fascism.
Well, sir, I don't think anyone's trying to ban that speech.
His right to show the truth of what happened is just as valid as her right to say whatever she wants to say.
And sir, that's why that's why there's no charges being brought up against him.
Being criticized by you as though there should be charges.
No, I don't think there should be charge. I want to make sure
that you say he's inciting violence against her.
I think he is.
That's absurd. You cannot incite violence.
Yeah, well, I think he is.
Inciting violence is illegal.
Right. And so okay, and sir, I think one of the larger questions that we have here is that if we're explicitly talking about, do we have the right to say, I hate so-and-so, you even have the right, yes, to be bigoted in America. Absolutely. You absolutely have the right to be bigoted in America.
Right.
My question is, why do you want to, not you, but why would one want to be bigoted in America?
It doesn't matter. I don't want to be
question.
bigoted. I grew up as a concern you that the greatest freedom is for us to allow anyone who wants to hate without violence, without threats, without incitement, and that is true.
That is true.
You're bringing incitement and hate speech together, which is totally absurd and fascist.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, thank you, sir. A moment like that is fine and it's acceptable, because I do think that if we don't let it out, then it gets worse. So I think it's fine to air out to air out disagreements and to have these conversations, even if it hurts our feelings.
As the crowd sat politely, one man rose from his seat with the confidence of someone who actually reads the Constitution. He calmly explained that hate speech is protected as long as there's no violence, no threats, and no incitement. Suddenly, AOC's smile tightened, like someone just unplugged her teleprompter. She tried spinning it immediately, claiming free speech has limitations and throwing out the overused line, "You can't yell fire in a crowded theater." That's when the room got interesting. The man wasn't rude. He wasn't shouting. He wasn't threatening. He simply responded calmly that the fire in a theater line applies only when there's actual danger, not just words someone doesn't like. Right as his point started making sense to everyone around, AOC staff suddenly got nervous. You could almost hear their internal alarms. He's making too much sense. Somebody stop him. Next thing you know, hands reached for the mic. The audio cut out faster than AOC backing away from a tough question. Real quick, hit that subscribe button if you think cutting someone's mic is the opposite of democracy. AOC tried switching topics, like someone changing the channel during a commercial. She brought up Trump's video about Ilhan Omar, claiming he endangered her. The man didn't flinch. He said showing the truth isn't incitement, and that if truth becomes violence, then free speech is gone. AOC, realizing she had no factual comeback, shifted into her favorite defense mode. Why would anyone want to be bigoted? Classic politician move. When the facts don't work, guilt tripped the room instead. Even while they tried to silence him, the man stayed composed. Then he dropped a line that shook the entire hall. The greatest freedom is allowing anyone who wants to hate without violence, without threats, without incitement. Boom. The entire debate ended right there. AOC blinked like someone just unplugged her entire argument. She had nothing. Absolutely nothing. And honestly, the silence said more than she ever could. If you're watching this and believe free speech belongs to everyone, tap that subscribe button right now. After her staff cut the mic, after trying to snatch it from the man's hands, the discussion abruptly ended. AOC suddenly said, "It's fine to air out disagreements." Really? Because 5 seconds earlier, her team was wrestling the mic like it was the last slice of pizza in a college dorm. The crowd saw it. She saw it. Everyone saw it. The embarrassment was real. What unfolded wasn't just an argument. It was a moment of truth. A calm citizen stood up, spoke the Constitution, and held the line. Meanwhile, AOC and her team scrambled, panicked, cut the mic, and tried to shut him down, all while preaching tolerance. This wasn't about safety. This wasn't about protecting anyone. This was about controlling the narrative. If you support real free speech for everyone, not just the people politicians like, subscribe, like, and share this video. Moments like this shouldn't be hidden. They should be seen. Let the truth be louder than any mic they try to silence.